Hello, everybody. Johnny on the couch, Dad across from me. I'm right here. And it's time for our weekly numbers. And do we have anything else other than our numbers this week to talk about? Or will we get it? I guess maybe something will come.
Get into it
maybe we'll get into it.
We are
just so easygoing.
Sparring match.
We're so easygoing and unscripted, but that's when the magic happens.
Exactly.
The creativity magic.
Yep.
Oh, for sure. Well, anyway, welcome, and let's start with VOMP.
All right. So we had 76 warm responses.
That's one week.
Excuse me. I forgot to add. I forgot to add a few more here. 82.
Wow.
82. That didn't just come up. That was something that I just forgot to add for one thing that I had. One
Carry
person
the
that I
one.
was adding. One person that I was specifically thinking about that I forgot to add to the list because Joe doesn't add him to the list. So 82. Yeah, that's 1 week again.
Joe's got his own rules, I guess.
Well,
A lot of things.
To be clear, again, these are when people report them, or excuse me, when they respond back to us. So it's possible you might have people that we sent out to 2 weeks ago.
And they're just responding now. Sure.
Yep. Or 6 months ago. Ooh. And in the week that they respond back to us, that's when we record it. So that's what I'm talking about. 17 warm responses, and now being home full time, I get to kind of hear that scuttlebutt. There's quite a few jobs up. There's 17 obviously out there, but there's things that we're just waiting to hear back on. So we're hoping that our people get that. And then we had 5 reported jobs. I'm including Hudson and Dad. Dad with a new client.
Finally.
He just reports new clients.
Oh, finally.
So that's all we report is when Dad gets a new one. But then it would be the ladies. It would be Adrienne Flores, Noelle Romano, and Lauren Gobus. Lauren's is from a roster job, and we have some auditions out there from the roster. We've got a company that has come back to us a few times to use different people in the talent. They not to brag, but the people that got that audition forwarded us that email that they got from the person that we get to work with, and they had glowing reviews about us and about the people that they get to work with on that. So thank you all for being a part of that. Our roster, although it's, I think it's about 2 years old now, it's still pretty young. Mm-hmm. And so as we just keep on sending out emails and making cold calls, we're trying to build these relationships, and you guys are key in building those because it might be the first time that they're using our roster, and you're the ambassador of that. And hope that brings it. We're hoping that brings more work by you doing by you being easy to work with. Lots of times being flexible the first time, because they need to be. And we'll keep working at building those relationships so that people will come back to us. So Lauren's got one that was from the roster, and then there's, like I said, there's other people with the auditions that are from the roster, and a lot of the people that come on trust us. They'll send out what styles they want, and we do our best to match those styles as well. So they come on and pick. Mm-hmm. They pick people on the roster, and we really do. We don't have any special things. We just try to pick out what's best, but based on that. And if they say, "Well, that's not what I'm looking for," they'll keep asking us to send more, or they'll go through it and look at themselves. So that roster is we're pleased with what's going on with it, and we'll keep working to.
We also have description words on each person. We have them describe themselves, our voice talents. And so sometimes somebody will say, "Hey, I want a gritty tone," or "I want a real heartfelt or compassionate tone." Mm-hmm. And so sometimes we'll look through, if they don't pick it themselves, like you said, we'll go through and pick. Mm-hmm. We'll use that filter, and the people who said, "Well, that's my voice," unless they say, "Hey, I want this person. I want to try their voice doing this."
And one thing we like about the small roster too, we don't intend to get that big. We don't hold us to all those things. I mean, when we say big, we're not looking to be anything like voices.com. I don't even, again, that
not that we're in that.
It feels like that sounds kind of weird to say out loud, because it's weird to think that would be that kind of thing. But what we like about the smaller roster is that we're able to know our talent. And so when people come to us, it's like, we don't have thousands to choose from. It's more a select few, or we just kind of know what they're looking for.
You have more relationship than people do.
We think that is, it's the smaller amount too helps us really make sure that the talent is good. And we have people that want to join sometimes, and we just make sure that they're up to what, not only just what the talent is, but also to how they're going to treat the people and how we're going to be able to work with them. So that's why I said Voices, Fiverr, those places like that aren't picky, but we're picky for different reasons. And we like that because when somebody sends something, Joe and I can kind of say, oh, that person would be in mind, where I wouldn't be able to do that necessarily if I was trying to go through through voices.com. I wouldn't even know where to start. And that's why we like that smaller.
We know that these people are customer centric.
Yep.
They get back with us and the client quickly. They're flexible, and that means different with different people on our voice roster, but they're flexible with budgets and such. They want to work. A lot of it is built on things that I've built into my business, and that's kind of what we're looking for in a lot of people on the voice roster are those types of things. And so you're part of a team, even though you are individually trying to get jobs, obviously, and sometimes you compete against one another. But if you do a good job, then video production companies come back and they might hire you or they might hire somebody else. And if other voiceover talent does well, like a female does well, some of us men might get a job because they might not be looking for a female talent at that time. Yep. And so we all mutually help one another. And plus we know with direct email marketing that you just have to be a little bit more established. And that's what we're looking for in our talent on our voice roster, because you just have to swim in the deeper end of the pool a little bit and be able to, replicate a great sound, have a great sound, replicate your demos and things like that. So that's...
Yeah. And you mentioned, like you've said so many times, we say so many times, and what we try to tell people is you've got to stay true to what your business is your business, and it's none of our business. And most everybody's flexible, but people have an extent to what they want to be flexible with. So people have been honest with us too. It's just like, well, I just can't do that. And that's fine. Yeah. It's kind of nice to know up front. And that's what we like about the honesty part. It's people are upfront about their budgets, and it's just nice not to get into the whole thing with somebody with a job and then like, oh, that's right, our budgets don't match.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, that can come up, but that's, again, we appreciate people doing what's best for them, but we've appreciated the honesty and working with us on those too. So that's fun to see.
All right. There's your VOMP minute right there, whatever that is. My week's numbers, I had 5 warm responses, so you can add that to there, 87.
Okay. Boom.
One audition, which it may have been more. There may have been more than that. I can't really remember if that was this week or not. But I did lose 2 jobs this week. That's neither here nor there.
Auditions
I think
were going to be.
Yeah, that's why I think they were this. They probably were this week, but I didn't write them down. Anyway, I got a new client. I did win one, so $250 there with a new client, and then I am on my second to last set of e-learning scripts from Upwork, and then I finally. Not sure yet. I'm going to go down and do a sample right after this for a guy for a $150 job on Upwork. It's the first time I've gotten something new for like 2 weeks. It's been kind of dry on Upwork for me. And then I got a $12 job from Fiverr.
Nice.
From the same guy that Ben Hauk sent to me. So
nice.
And then I did 12 hours of editing.
Wow.
So without that 120, let's just say I don't exactly know that Upwork job. Without it, it'd be $906 this week.
Great.
With it, it'd be $1,026.
Got over your $750 no matter what.
Sure did. Yep, back on track. Last week I was $496.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Well, now you can have a happy weekend.
Yeah. Just think if I would have won both those jobs.
Yeah. I mean, really, but that's part of it.
I'd be rich.
You probably, if you hit 300, you're Hall of Famer. If you win 3 out of 10 auditions, you're a superstar. I mean, it's just not easy to win auditions because there's a lot of competition and they're looking for specific things. And so to lose jobs once in a while, that's going to happen. It happens to all of us.
If this is any consolation, I got second in both of them, which I always talk about as like the worst thing because it's like
so close.
They say, hey, it was between you and another person. And
yeah, but remember what we talked about
That's good that you're at least getting, yeah.
And if they truly are speaking the truth and they really liked you, and one of the guys, I think, at least one of them said, I would have chosen you, well, that person's going to put you at the top of their portfolio of people because you did a good job. And so that's why there's no such thing as a wasted audition. You got to make sure you do the best job you possibly can, swing for the fence. And if you don't hit it, then maybe the person will be impressed and come back another time.
Yeah. There it is.
All right. Good job.
Thanks.
I had a reread that I got paid for on Upwork. So my Upwork work was $24 this week.
Nice.
My Fiverr was
Smashing
big. It. And I've decided to continue to keep my rate as high as it is. And I don't know if that's going to continue to pay off, but this week it was $2,856.67 on Fiverr. So over $2,800 on Fiverr. Direct email marketing was $4,208.63. I think that's the first time this year I've been over $7,000 for the week. So I was $7,089.30. $7,089.30. And it's been a dry time for me. This is the longest I've gone without a new client, a month and a week.
But you got it.
But I did get one, and I think I have one for next week already. So maybe back to back. So we'll see. So I was glad with that week.
Nice.
That's all for me.
I think that's about all we have. If you ever have questions about our numbers, about anything we talk about, feel free. I said that in the Todd's Tips that you can email us, hudsonbarsness.com. That's not it. Don't go there because that's not anything. hudsonbarsness@yahoo.com. No capitals, all lowercase. And or you can do it in the comments section if you're not afraid of other people seeing them. So anyway, appreciate it. If you aren't subscribed and you want to see more content like this voiceover stuff, or you want to see stuff like our podcast that is a little more off the cuff and just kind of fun, well, we think it's fun, feel free to subscribe. So anyway, thank you guys for taking the time to watch this, and we'll see you sometime next week for the 44th, well, it'll be Wednesday, the 45th episode of the Original Father Son Podcast. We'll see you later. Are you dying to see more content like that? Check out the video over here or subscribe over here. Thanks.